Hello everyone, I am Rayan Sabha and my point is breastfeeding.
Hello everyone, my name is Shruti Kotha and my counterpoint is formula feeding.
So, introduction to breastfeeding. We all know that breast milk is an ideal food for infants. It provides all the sufficient energy and nutrients that an infant needs in their early month of life and throughout the first 2 years of their life. The ongoing inappropriate marketing of breast milk is leading to decreased rates of breastfeeding and its duration globally.
So, what is formula feeding? Formula feeding is when breastfeeding is neither valuable or a consistent parental decision. Infant's formula, which is designed to duplicate the nutritional essence of breast milk, which also serves as a practical alternative. Formula feeding may be chosen by a parent for a variety of reasons, including medical conditions, work demands, personal preferences, supply issues, or to involve other caregivers. Formula feeding should be approached with a best practices in mind, stressing good formula selection, hygiene during preparation, and regular checkups. Finally, the goal is to create a welcoming environment that values different parenting style and which also helps in children's optimal well-being.
Now, breastfeeding and why it matters. It has been seen that only 1 in 4 children are exclusively breastfed as recommended by the time for 6 months. Like exclusively breastfeeding means not including any type of formula, not including any type of solid foods or anything else. And this low rates are leading to more than 3 billion a year to medical cost for mother and child in United States. Breastfeeding and why it matters. So, not breastfeeding has a risk for both infants and mother. It is linked to high rates of infections, obesities, diabetes, leukemia, STDs, that is sudden infant death syndromes. In premature infants, it raises the risk of NCE. For mothers who do not breastfeed, is linked to the increased risk of premenopausal breast cancers, ovarian cancers, weight retentions, diabetes, metabolic syndromes, and many other medical conditions.
So, what is formula feeding and why is it needed? The first main reason is inavailability to breastfeed. Due to a medical condition of the mother, they are taking a factors that is considered as a factor which also affects their ability to produce the breast milk. Second comes lifestyle and personal preferences. Certain parents opt for the formula feeding based on lifestyle considerations such as work commitments, convenience, or a desire to share a feeding responsibilities with their partners. The third is concern about infants' health. In circumstances, infants may have a allergic condition that is necessity to have the specialized formula instead of breast milk. There are a lot of specializations when you are going to a market to buy a product. This fourth one is supply issue. Some mothers may struggle with producing breast milk to meet the baby's need. This is not due to a medical condition. May also choose to supplement with the formula. The next reason is maternal health issue. Health challenges may hinder breastfeeding. Formula feeding becomes essential for mothers with a medical condition where the mother underwent a surgical intervention. The next is infant health outcomes, so concerns. Infants with the specific health issue may require formula to meet a nutritional need. The next is work and lifestyle constants, where working mother finds formula feeding practicing for ensure proper nutrition when the mother is physically absent. The next reason is personal choice. Some mother choose formula feeding based on preferences, cultural belief, and also the lifestyle choices they have.
So we have seen that more than half of parents and pregnant women exposed to aggressive formula marketing. The reports reveals that formula industry uses aggressive online targeting, sponsored advice networks, free gifts, and tricks to influence healthcare workers and parents. The information that parents and healthcare workers are receiving is often misleading and goes against 1981 agreement to protect mother from such agreements. There are many formula brands who send free samples to new moms on baby registry, and this are influencing them to switch to formula feeding or choose formula feeding over breastfeeding. Now, points on breastfeeding will be bounding through oxytocin, breast health during breastfeeding, due to breastfeeding, immunity present in it, and other nutrients, and the cost.
The counterpoint of formula feeding are those are flexibility and independence, easy for the working woman, and also they can share the responsibilities with the partner. Predictable feedings, which also is the supplementation, no dietary restriction for mother, which also and also the formula feeding controls over the nutrients.
So, point oxytocin is a hormone that is released during breastfeeding, which forms a mother and child bonding. And this also induces a state of calm, reduces stress. It enhances the feeling of affection between mother and a child and promotes bonding. It also makes mother uterus contract after delivery and helps to reduce bleeding. It is only released during breastfeeding. Okay. Now, breastfeeding also reduces breast cancer. Uh, it breastfeeding could account for almost two-thirds of estimate reduction in breast cancer incidence. It promotes the changes in breast cell that may make breast cancer less likely to occur. The hormonal changes that happens during the process can delay the return of period, which means a mother is less exposed to estrogen levels. Long time exposure to estrogen level also raises the breast cancer risk. It is more likely that mothers who breastfeed engage in a healthy lifestyle choices. Obviously, if a mother is breastfeeding, she do not engage in any type of unhealthy choices and choose a balanced diet, avoid alcohol and smoking, and also take care of her health properly. Now, breast milk and its nutrient. So it contains a golden standard feeding regimen a newborn infant needs. It composed of all the correct amount of nutrients, bioactive compounds to provide a complete nutrition for developing infants, as well as beneficial bacteria which protect vulnerable immune system against diseases. A human milk provides many bioactive components, immune factors such as antibodies, immunoglobulins, lactoferrin, lysosomes, antimicrobial peptides, growth factors, white blood cells, and all the nutrients and everything a infant need, which provides immune system and defense against pathogens. Economic benefit due to breastfeeding. If a mother chooses to breastfeeding, there are many economical benefit to a mother as well as to the whole country. A detailed cost was analyzed based on the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality reports that if 90% of US mother could recommend the breastfeeding exclusively for 6 months, there would be a saving of 13 billions per year.
So next comes counterpoint. The counterpoints are flexibility and independence. First, talking about flexibility, it also enhances work life balance, allowing for a personal time alongside with a professional commitments, which also facilitates adaptability to change the circumstances and the challenges during breastfeeding, also reduces the stress by providing alternatives and multiple approaches, and also promotes a personal growth and learning through a openness to a new experience. The next is independence. Grants autonomy, giving individual the freedom to make their own decisions. It also encourages self-reliance, fostering problem-solving skills and personal development, which also fuels creativity by allowing for free thinking and innovation, which also can be referred to financial independence, the ability to support oneself financially, and also empowers individuals to take control over their life and shape their into the destiny. Next is working mother and sharing the responsibility. Talking about working mother, it is flexible for their work schedule. It is predictable feeding routines. We can predict as you plan a feeding formulas timetable. The next is less time consuming and also easier transition back to work after feeding. Next comes a sharing of responsibilities. Equal participation of parents and caregivers can be possible in the formula feeding, which also reduces the caregiving burden and also increases the quality of bonding with your partner, and also its flexibility with the caregiving duties. The next most important is predictable feeding and ease of supplementation. Talking about predictable feeding, formula feeding provides consistent and measurable amounts, as you can measure the amount of feeding into the ml, which also helps establish a routine and predictability in feeding schedules. Talking about ease of supplementation, formula can be easily supplemented alongside with the breastfeeding, which also allows for control and adjustable of dietary intakes. Next, most important is no dietary restrictions for mother and also controls over the nutrients. Talking about no dietary restrictions for mothers, mothers can maintain their regular diet without dietary limitations as if they are not feeding, they can stop taking galactogogues. Next is dietary choices are not influenced by breastfeeding consideration. When you are talking about control over nutrients, formula provides precise control over of nutrients to the baby which they receive. Next is, it is especially important for the infants with the specially specific dietary and medical needs can be fulfilled. So, talking about existing PSC organization, the World Health Organization stands at a forefront, providing essential global guidelines and recommendations on breastfeeding practice. UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund, operates in over 190 countries, advocating for breastfeeding as a critical component of child health and nutrition, which also underscoring its importance as a global scale. In the United States, Women, Infants and Children, which is WIC program, is a federal assistance initiative which also offers a supplemental nutrition, healthcare referrals, and education for sorry, low income, pregnant, postpartum, and breastfeeding women, which also gives a support to infants and children under 5 years of age. Together, these organizations contribute significantly to the global efforts in ensuring the health and well being of mother, children, to a promotion of breastfeeding. Next, policies, the existing PSA policies. In recognizing the crucial role of breastfeeding in maternal and infant health, various policies are in a place to support its vital practice. Workplace breastfeeding policies outlines the right of employees to express breastfeeding at work, em- encompassing provision for break time, a private space, and a storage option for the breast milk, ensuring a supporting environment for working women. Hospitals play a pivotal role with breastfeeding policies, which also focus on immediate postpartum care, incorporates practice like rooming in, which keeps the baby with the mother and provides a guidelines for robust lactation support. Additionally, public health initiatives driven by a government and organizations contribute significantly to community support for breastfeeding. These initiatives often involves educating the public, providing resources, and also breastfeeding friendly environment. Together, these policies create a comprehensive framework that helps to build health and well-being of mother, infants through the promotion and support of breastfeeding.
Existing PSC on environments. So there are many blogs and online forums that influence new mothers. So the mothers who are expert and who has experience, they share their experience and advice on breastfeeding through personal blogs and online forums. Websites like Kaylee Mom is one of the very well-known website. In that there are many lots of educational blogs available for new moms. And there are many other websites too. Now, documentaries. This documentaries plays a very good role. It include breastfeeding. Some documentaries like Milky Way and Breast Milk, which influences new moms and share the motherhood and everything a mother goes through emotionally, postpartum, and everything. Now, post podcast, there are podcasts dedicated to maternal health and infant care, including episodes that focus on breastfeeding. This podcast can provide a range of perspectives and expert advices. There are many online courses and webinars which is conducted by experienced mother or healthcare or physicians. This online platforms offers courses and webinars on breastfeeding, often led by lactation consultations or experienced mother. Now, news and media also plays an important role. They discuss particular relevant studies, policies, controversies surrounding the topic. Now, conclusion, breastfeeding and formula feeding are both safe and effective means of nourishing a baby, yet they differ in several aspects.
So, next, talking about the conclusion, I would like to add breastfeeding and formula feeding are both safe and effective way. When talking about breast milk, which oftenly have a ideal baby food, provides essential nutrients and immune support, benefiting both infants and mother by reducing infection risk and lowering the chance of obesity. On the other hand, when you're talking about formula feeding, it is a secure alternative, but it lacks in some nutrients and immune properties, which is present in breastfeeding. And it may be less easily digestible by the babies. While formula feeding offers flexibility, it comes with associated cost. Beyond the nutritional aspects, breastfeeding is not only the convenient and free, but also have a unique bonding experience between the mother and the child. It's important to emphasize that the choice of feeding method is deeply personal. Both breastfeeding and formula feeding aims for the overall well-being of both mother and baby, which also recognizes the diverse circumstances and choices that families may face. Ultimately, both opinions uh, and options contribute significantly to the health and nourishment of the infants, offering parents the flexibility to choose what works for the best with their unique situations. So, breastfeeding is always recommended as the first priority. If that is not possible due to their own reasons, then formula feeding is recommended.
Now, call to action. We would recommend some PSE according to a socio-economic ecological model. So WHO and UNICEF should focus on formula marketing in healthcare departments. In that, many physicians are using to promote formula feeding for the purpose of commission from brands that should be restricted. So now there are many policies that restrict such healthcare departments to promote formula, but uh, even after that, there are some who are promoting. And I have seen that many popular companies like Amazon, Target, Walmart are providing free formula samples in baby registry bag that initiate formula feeding to new moms rather than they should provide lactation bars, feeding essentials, and all. I have also registered for one of the brands and I got this free samples. So they usually send it to new moms on in baby registry bag, which influences them to choose formula over breastfeeding.
Oh, the first important aspects of infant nutrition and the role of the Global Health Organization. Uh, Instead of this influence platform could redirect the efforts of offering items that promote breastfeeding, such as lactation bar and feeding breastfeeding essentials, by advocating the policies that restrict the promotion of formula in a healthcare settings and encourages initiatives that supports breastfeeding. We can strive to ensure the health and well being of infants and mothers worldwide. In the pursuit of the supporting low income families, particularly those programs like WIC, there are an opportunities to shift the focus towards encouraging breastfeeding. Instead of providing infant formula, the WIC program could consider promoting genic supplements, and distributing food resources that enhances lactation for mother facing challenges in breastfeeding. These provisions offers comprehensive education on lactation, would also empower mothers with the knowledge and skill needed for the successful of breastfeeding. Moreover, addressing environmental factor is also plays a vital role. Many breastfeeding mothers may switch to formula feeding due to concerns about low milk supply. To counter this, it is recommended to concentrate on lactating mother with low milk supply by sharing lactating recipes and providing guidance on the use of lactogenic herbs. Integrating this information into breastfeeding, educating champions, coupled with highlighting the benefits of these approaches, can also serve as a powerful incentive for mothers to continue breastfeeding. For this, recommended during the 6 months. This process is recommended for the initial 6 months. By adopting these measures, we can contribute to create a more supportive and informed environment for breastfeeding mothers. Ultimately, this also benefits the health and well-being of infants.
Thank you.
These are the references which we followed.